there has been no justice. People in this country who look like me, and look like him, and look like Big Sam, and look like some of you.
It was a fly. I thought it was
We
a bee.
understand that we have never had justice. So even as we sit here and say this is a peaceful protest, there has been no peace. Do we understand that? Oftentimes we hear about the protesters, that's me, because we talk about nonviolent protests. Attacks on buildings and things are not violence, they're not violent. They are not humans, they are not people, they cannot feel, they are not animals. These are constructions.
Right.
Right? So if someone, even say we're to blow up a building, that's not violence. That's not what I want though. So but I don't judge when people have been so oppressed that they feel that way. Do we understand that?
Yeah.
We're not saying that we should destroy things. We're saying that this can't be a peaceful protest because there is no peace.
Yeah. Woo!
Understand the words that we use because they use words that don't make sense.
Right.
And those words that don't make sense take you in circles, wondering, well, what are we going to do if we lose the police? Because to be quite honest, we don't need police. We've raised, someone can fact check it on their Google phone, but we've raised the cost of policing about $100 million in the past 10 years in the city of Portland alone. And crime has not gotten better if you haven't noticed, at all. So if we can spend $100 million to up the police and it doesn't do anything, why can't we take $100 million away and give it to something that will work?
Right.
Like schools.
Right.
Woo!
Right now our kids aren't going to school. And your kids going to school because my kids ain't going to school.
Nope.
Even if they open the schools, my kids ain't going to school.
Right.
Why don't we organize as people, as black people, as native people, as brown people, as all people, and say, you know what, we can get a better education because my kid learned a few years ago that Christopher Columbus discovered America, and that shit's ridiculous.
Woo!
We can take all that out the books. We can teach them what we want to teach them. These rich kids don't go to school. You think Justin Bieber went to school for 4 years?
Fuck no.
Do you? He went to school for 2 years online and got his diploma and got all A's. Why can't our kids do that? Why can't our kids go to school online and learn how to make gardens and have their grades be based on the productivity of their gardens? Why are their grades based on turning in papers on time? Why are their grades based on these things that set them up to go into the world and just be a cog, just be a piece of the system? The education system is failing so many of our kids that don't think like that. That's fine. If you want to grow up and be an engineer and to work in a system and build widgets, that's cool. But everyone doesn't want to do that. Some of us want to draw. Some of us want to make art. Some of us want to investigate the world that we live in and see it for what it is and educate the rest of us.
Yeah.
An available subject in class. But it could be. We can teach our kids about credit. They're up there talking about education in the black community. What about education, period?
Woo!
Listen to what I'm talking to y'all. A lot of people, even in this march, are being informed by the politicians and the police that don't really want to get rid of the police. They're going to say weird things like, we're not fighting the cops. Yes, the hell we are.
Yeah.
I got shot in the head last week.
Right.
I'm fighting the cops. I don't know about y'all. This is real.
Yeah.
They're fighting us.
Right.
They're fighting us every day. They were fighting us before we started marching.
So we fight them back.
Ask Juanice Hayes if he's fighting the cops. Who's the boy? Who's the boy in Gresham? Who's the boy in Gresham that got lynched a couple of years ago? We don't even remember their names. There's so many. They have been at war with us. We're not starting a fight. We're trying to end the fight. And we need all of your help.
Yeah.
Woo!
People can't do this alone, especially not in Portland, Oregon. We can't do this alone. We need help from everyone. Every single one of you can make a difference. You can talk to your friends. You can think in commonsensical terms. You can stop wondering what happens if. We can stop being afraid of police, and we can stop being afraid of each other. I want you to think about that. Before this was happening, I was just working from home and gardening. When I built my first garden in St. John's, everyone told me that nothing would grow in that clay. They said nothing will grow in this clay. You need to buy the dirt from somewhere else. You need to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy dirt and bring it back here to the hood. And you know what I did? I dug a hole and I tilled the clay. I tilled the clay. And every day I watered it and I tilled the clay. And then I dug some trenches and I put some wood sticks around it so that the clay that I tilled would stay the clay I tilled. And then I tilled the clay. And then after about a week of tilling the clay, I planted some seeds. And then I watered them every day. I watered them seeds every day. And in a few weeks, I had fruits. I had fruits that I could give to people that walk by my house every day asking for change. The same people that walk by my house every day asking for dollars, I gave them fruits and vegetables. And a few weeks after that, I had friends. I had friends who everyone said, don't talk to them, they're homeless. Don't talk to them, they don't have anything. Don't talk to them, they don't have nothing to offer you. But I had something to offer them.
Woo!
Now, as we pass by this police station, and we see these officers, realize which officers they put out. Realize that they sit up here and try to put a symbol out to pacify us, to make it seem like, oh, no, we have black officers in this community. We don't got black officers in this community like that. We don't have people from this community representing us. So, as I see these officers and I see these faces,
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's all black cops. All black. You're right. It's probably every black cop they got.
So as we continue on this march, let's understand the importance of what's next. Let's understand the importance of what we need to do on the next level. Let's understand the importance of reallocation. Right? We want to build. We've learned that we do not need schoolhouses to learn. We've learned that we do not need a lot of the things that they say that we need to prosper. Let's continue. If we're going to be allies, if we're going to work together, we have to continue. So what's next? Continue to grow. Let's continue to lead. Let's continue to learn. I love each and every one of you for being out here. And Black Lives Matter!
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 We need to get into a space of community policing. We need to get into a space of restorative justice. We need to get to a space, instead of sending officers when somebody's having a mental crisis, send a therapist.
Woo!
Instead of sending someone in there to elevate a hostile situation or a domestic situation, send somebody who has a degree in conflict resolution. Let's focus on demilitarizing the police.
Woo!
Let's focus on community policing. Because if we cannot hold each other accountable, we cannot hold each other responsible, what kind of community do we have? We have none. We all have an accountability. We all have a responsibility. We all have a purpose in this movement. In the civil rights movement, the babysitter was just as important as the one who spoke. The bus driver was just as important as the one who licked the envelopes. All of us are playing a role. All of us are a piece on this car to get the justice and the equity that we need. So Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Big Sam is angry. Big Sam is angry. They brought the cops out that live here for the first time ever. They bring them out here to look at us. They don't normally work over here. But when we decide to march through the hood, they send the 5 black cops. They send them all there to stand in front of the precinct. They didn't want to send the white cops out there. They didn't want to send the cops that be out there shooting us at night out there. Pay attention to the things that they do. Really watch the things that they do. I'm not a conspiracy theory person. You can ask my friends on Facebook. I've been shutting down COVID conspiracy theories all year. But this is no conspiracy. This is what they do. They send you a picture of a backpack in a park that has bullet clips in it and say, we found this. But they don't show you the picture of the journalist with a hole in her head. They don't show you the pictures of Donovan Labella with a skull fracture. They don't show you the pictures of them tackling people off of bicycles. They don't show you the pictures of them hitting other cars with their cars. They don't show you that. They want you to see what they want you to see. And they're tapped in. They're tapped in with the MSNBCs. They're tapped in with all the things that you watch on television. So that's what you see. And when you see something enough times, you believe it. A lot of y'all in this crowd probably believe the protesters downtown were crazy. Y'all think I'm crazy? They shot me. Namani said I'm a little crazy. But you gotta be crazy in this world. Who got raised up in a school that said they were crazy? Who got put on drugs? Watch how the black people's hands go up. Who was told they had ADD? Who was told they had a learning disorder? Who was told they had a temper problem? Right? Who was told they were depressed because they were just quiet, they were withdrawn and didn't play well with others? Who just needed a garden to garden in? Who just needed a sandbox to build sandcastles for a while? Who just wasn't ready to sit down and learn the alphabet at 5? You know what happens? And we all matter. All of our lives matter. All of them. That's why we have to say Black Lives Matter. These schools ain't made for us. These schools ain't made for some of y'all. But when Black Lives Matter, and when y'all realize that black people have the power and the agency to raise ourselves and to police ourselves, then you'll realize that you have the agency you have the power to police yourself, to help each other. One of the most amazing things in this movement is I've had white people asking me, how can I help? I did not realize until a month ago that white people do this with each other all the time. I was like, why are they being so nice? It's weird. I did not realize this was a normal thing. Like, people exchange seeds all the time. I thought I was never in that club. I had to buy mine from Tony's. Since this has gone down, people have been dropping off seeds in my house and asking me if I have cucumber. And I do. Holler. You know? This is different to me. I like this life. I see why y'all don't want to change it. The police, man, yes, I have way too many zucchini already, I'm not gonna lie to you. But listen. Hey, check my Instagram. But check it. I need you guys to understand that this is beautiful to us. Having white people say, where do you need me to be, and show up? I'm 39 and I've never experienced this. We don't have it in the black community because we didn't know it existed either. So we don't do it with each other. So we started, huh, Sam? We started. How can we help each other? Shit, this is a thing. This is really a revolution, you guys, because a movement is like something that everyone wants to do all of a sudden, right? Yeah, let's do this. A revolution is when hearts and minds change. Hearts and minds are changing. I had thousands of white people coming out to get shot at for weeks, risking their lives, getting hurt, putting their bodies in front of mine, taking flashbangs to the face. When I saw that energy, when I saw those chants in the other marches that were in Northeast before the cops shut us down, I'll tell you that story another time. The cops shut us down, I'll tell you that story another time. But listen, when we were doing that, I realized I can ask white people to march 5 miles a day, every day from Ramp Hall to wherever the hell in the city, and y'all will come back the next day and do it again. Yes! We have an energy, and what they've been trying to do is wait out our energy. No! They don't think we can keep this up. But we're gonna keep it up. I was asked by OPB yesterday. I see what you're saying policy-wise. I see what you're saying morally. This makes a ton of sense. But how do we do it politically? And if the politics are what's getting in our way from doing what's right and what's noble and what's just, then our politics are corrupt. And if our politics are corrupt, then the only way that we can be heard is to be in the streets. Being in the streets is what educates people. So this is a revolution. So the protest will continue until we educate enough people that it makes sense politically. That is how we can help. Yes, we can vote. But we know that Portland's not going to vote against the police. how good the day is going. No matter if I just got a new zucchini, it's as big as my arm. I'm still upset every day. My 2.5-year-old daughter says a new word. I learned how to say Papa. I cried because she said Papa, because I was able to be there. Because a lot of people I know, fathers can't be there. And a lot of times it's because of the police. If you look at 73% of the prison population in the United States is black and brown people, Latinos and black people. We make up 23% of the population. This shit is real. Defund the police. Louder. Defund the police.
Defund the police!
You in the front. Defund the police.
Defund the police!
Defund the police.
Defund the police!
Defund the police. Defund the police. Defund the police.
Defund the police!
Because Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter!
Y'all tired?
No!
Hold on. I said, y'all tired?
No! I went to high school with him.
Now, when they speak about defunding, and they talk about taking down this system, because it's a system that doesn't work. It's not just the police. It's also our court system. Our court system that will give a young black man 12 years for a crime that another man gets probation for.
Boo!
Let that sink in. 12 years. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of giving my money to a system that oppresses me, oppresses my neighbors,
Yeah!
oppresses my community.
Woo!
I'm sick
My arms are getting
of us taking new money
good for now.
and putting it to the police.
My arm starts to die.
And what I'm talking about when I say this is all that money from the taxes of marijuana goes to the fucking police. Now, imagine this. All the black schools in Portland, all the schools that do not have the funds to sit up here and support the youth, all of a sudden got that tax money. What would happen in a system where it doesn't matter your area code to the amount of money that goes to these schools? What would it be if we stopped funding officers to be in these schools and started putting more money to counselors in these schools? We don't have systems to uplift those without. We only have systems to put those without down. I'm sick of looking at the faces of our youth. I'm sick of going out to the Justice Center, to these marches, and seeing so many beautiful faces that are ready to fight, that are ready to stand up. And the system say, they don't count. They're in the margin. Their voices don't need to be heard. Do your voices need to be heard?
Yeah!
Is it time for us to stop giving our money to systems that oppress us?
Yes!
So that's why we gotta vote. That's why we gotta sit up here and pay attention to the leaders that are stepping into these roles. Because Ted Wheeler made a bunch of promises that he ain't fucking keep. Ted Wheeler made promises to this man right here that he didn't fucking keep. The police union was supposed to be defunded. The police union was supposed to sit up here and give money back. But instead, what did we get this year? A fucking tax increase. That's another 2.1% going to them from every, is it Oregonia or is it Portland? So every Oregonian, I can't do this anymore. I can't sit up here and stay silent while they sit up here and take from us, and then sit up here and say, I'm sorry, there's no money for your schools. I'm sorry, the cops need more munitions. The thing is, yes, there is violence in our streets, and yes, there is stuff going on in Portland that we do need to solve. But this isn't the fucking Watts. This ain't fucking downtown Detroit. So why the fuck are we militarizing our fucking police when right now we're peaceful as fuck and we just asking for a crumb? Fuck asking for a crumb. I'm done asking for a crumb. We need real substance. Because that's the thing. We've been starving and sitting up here making shit work with barely anything. And then they question us on, hey, why can't your community lift itself up by its bootstraps? You know, they tried to sit up here
I was just gonna say,
in a
switch.
bullshit effort to pacify us,
I was
paint
just gonna
Black
ask if
Lives
you could
Matter in front of City
switch
Hall.
with me. Oh, yeah.
They'd rather sit up here and
Thank
pay
you.
umpteen $1,000 to paint Black Lives Matter in front of City Hall. Instead of sitting up here putting that to a salary in a school to sit up here and help a counselor reach this youth, to get another kid to fucking college. They start these fucking art programs to sit up here and paint on boards downtown, to pacify us, to make us like, oh, ain't that pretty? Another black fist in front of a racist establishment to sit up here and say, hey, black people, we hear you. Hey, community, we hear you. I don't feel like they hear us. I feel like we need to fucking scream this from the mountaintops. Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Now, I know some of y'all kind of young for this, but how many of y'all have ever heard of the Summer of Love? Yo, the Summer of Love was for white people.
Yeah.
1967 was a long, hot summer. 159 violent riots against the police. Protests that they called riots against the police. They called it the Summer of Love. Both black and white people died. When we sit up here and talk about education, how many of you knew about the long, hot summer? Not that many. But we all know about the Summer of Love. We all know the education system that they sit up here and feed us, or give us misinformation to sit up here and dictate a narrative. So when we sit up here and miseducate our people on our history, how the fuck can we learn from our history? This is the air when the music starts, all right?
Hey.
We gotta make some noise, y'all. We were walking way too silent.
Yeah!
We were walking way too silent.
Yeah!
If y'all don't hear the song that's playing up front, it's James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud, right?
Woo!
And so all of us need to be proud about who we are. Just because I'm building my castle does not mean I'm tearing down yours.
Yeah!
We have to understand that we all have to have pride in who we are. But as we go and as we grow, we got to understand that we have the power to rewrite history. We are changing the history books. And so I need you guys, man, to let me, I need a good Black Lives Matter for y'all, man.
Yeah!
No, wait, hold on. Okay. All right. When I get to, I need everybody to hear it. Black Lives Matter!
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 Putting these fists in the air, and we gonna party on the way there. Y'all ready to party? Y'all ready to have a good time? Come on. I'm Black and I'm proud. If you're proud of who you are, put your fist in the air. We just want justice. We just want equity. Black Lives Matter!
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 I want us to say it so loud everybody in these houses come on their porch. Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
So if y'all don't know, I throw parties for a living, so that's what we about to do. Y'all ready to party, make some noise! go. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Fight the power.
Fight the power.
Fight the power!
Fight the power.
Fight the power!
Fight the power.
Fight the power.
We're the power.
We're the power.
We're the power.
We're the power.
Let's go.
Woo! Walking into the sun. Yeah. It's the hottest part of the day now.